500 to 1,000 metres. And they, of course, the French picking up a medal in the men's K4 over 500 metres. We're going to go back up to the start of 500 to see what is perhaps one of the most competitive races currently, the K2 men's 500.
Yes, it's, as they would say, online gaming, it's certainly a sweaty event. So, I mean, obviously we're missing a crew here in lane 5, but rest of these crews, very competitive. And for me, as being a patriot as I am, 2 Aussie crews, fantastic.
Yeah, great to see 2 brothers as well. I think it's Pierre and Jean, the Van der Westhuizens. I think there's a 3rd brother as well. Who knows? Maybe we'll see the other one at some point on the international scene.
Luke, I know Luke quite well, but I don't think he'll be paddling as competitive as the boys.
Well, Luke, if you are watching, I hope you're enjoying it, and thank you for joining us. Now then, we've got lane 1, Slovakia. That is Erik Vlicek and Adam Botek. Don't discount this very experienced crew from Slovakia in lane 1. Then we've got the first of the Australians, Jean van der Westhuizen, Thomas Green, of course, Rio Olympic champions. And Thomas Green did his best to put Fernando Pimenta early this morning under pressure in the men's K1. He took the silver medal in that event. João Ribeiro and Messias Baptista there, Portuguese, paddle a great deal with each other in K2 and K4, these two. They're in lane 3. Then lane 4, we have Germans in lane 4, but sadly not in lane 5. So we've got Felix Franz and Moritz FLORSTEDT in lane 4. We've got a gap to lane 5. Then we'll move across to Pierre-Luc Paulin and Simon McTavish, who were really quick in qualification in what was difficult conditions, the Canadians. So I think they'll be feeling confident coming into this. They're in lane 6. And then Mindaugas Maldonis and Andrei Oljenik from Lithuania go in 7. Great paddlers over the shorter distance, of course, of 200 metres. And then to the left of your picture, last 2 boats, we've got the second Australian crew of Pierre van der Westhuizen and Noah Havard. And next to them in lane 9, very experienced René Paulsen in the front there, and Victor Asmur behind him. So final of the men's K2 500 metres, the starter holding them for a long time, but thankfully they all get away to a clean start with a lane gap in the middle. But this will be a competitive race nonetheless. This a new Olympic event for Paris 2024, and Jean van der Westhuizen and Thomas Green, well, they're Olympic champions in the longer distance. They'll want to put down a marker. They're going in lane 2, going well at the moment, as are the Canadians, who are so impressive in qualification, in lane 6.
Portuguese have had a cracking start here. Wasn't expecting them to be as quick. The Canadians have had form in these heats and semi-finals to be as quick, but their back end isn't quite as strong. So it'll be interesting to see who can hold on to this speed coming through here. Hopefully for the Aussies, they're going to move through in this back 250.
Yeah, indeed. So Portugal going through, but Australia right up there actually at the first split. And as you've said, David, Australians, particularly with the 1,000-metre experience, really will have the speed as the other boats begin to tire.
Certainly so. Hopefully the Aussies haven't tightened up too much through the middle trying to chase it, but it looks like they just don't have those legs at the back end here. Portugal's starting to move on. They know they're in front. They're feeling confident. They're going to push through, looks like it.
They've done well, haven't they? You know, Portuguese quite often get to a good start, but they've worked hard on their crew boats. The K4 has been good this season. The Portuguese K4, of course, also making the Olympic final. They're coming through. It looks like it's going to be tight, though, holding on for the win, because Germany were putting them under a huge amount of pressure.
Fantastic finish by the Germans. They weren't in the race at that point in time in the last 200, but clearly they've worked on that back end and come through for that silver.
did, yeah. We didn't really talk about the Germans during the race, did we? They just sort of snuck through, but it's so on a knife edge, the K2 500 meters, isn't it? It's almost full on right the way down, but if you overdo it, you can really suffer over the last 100 meters. Portuguese, though, seem to hold it together. Germans almost a boat length down at the halfway point, but they came through strongly, maintained their speed well. Australians in lane 2 weren't far off, perhaps just outside the medals, although there was a fight for the bronze in the end, and we'll see that in just a few moments' time. There's the Portuguese, Ribeiro and Baptista. Very experienced in both K4 and K2, these two. And I think did enough to hold off the fast-finishing Germans. And there we see it. Portugal just ahead of Germany. It could have been that the Australians, lane 2, take the bronze medal. Big lunge for the Portuguese over the line, and I think they could sense the others closing up on him and felt that that lunge was absolutely necessary. So they'll be pleased with that. And interesting, David, you're talking about the Australians there, when you're not at the front of the race, sometimes trying to chase it, you can spin your wheels a little bit, and you've got to not panic and maintain that rhythm.
In many instances for some athletes, when they're not in a position where they're used to being, and a crew jumps out on top of them, it's really easy just to tighten up, lose track of where you are in your race plan, lose track of where you are on the course, and then start relying on stroke rate instead of actual executing each stroke.
Yeah, well, it worked for the Australians in the end. You can see there the Germans just behind, less than a tenth behind the Portuguese, and Australia pick up the bronze medal with a good finish from them, holding on to their plan and trying to not panic, which is always a difficult one in a race like this. And then Canadians, very impressive, just outside the medals in 4th place. So we'll hope we'll see the Portuguese. They're circling their way around. Pleased with that. Of course, we had Fernando Pimenta winning in the men's K1 at 1,000 meters. Now we've got another gold medal for Portugal in the men's K2.
Well, yeah, it's a very happy Portuguese crew down here. I think they're almost as surprised as everybody else. What a great result.
Yeah, it was very great. We knew that this distance is very close. So many boats going fast, but we get out of the system very well, and then always in the front, and it was good, awesome.
And this is an Olympic event, of course, so it's a good message for you to come and win here.
Yes, very much. The World Cup, it's for testing the crews, and we will live here with good ambitions for the World Championship.
Well, congratulations. You go there as winners, so well done.
Thank you.
Well, just perhaps a comment for the selectors there. Want to book their spot for the World Championships in this Olympic discipline, and see how delighted they are with that result. And also, of course, not only Fernando